Hey guys, I want to thank everyone for liking my videos, sharing my videos, commenting on my videos. Keep on suggesting the topics that you'd like me to talk about. I will talk about another topic that was suggested towards the end of this video. I've just watched this movie called Sinners. A lot of people seem to like that movie. I see why they like it. I don't like it very much, but I see why people like it. There's a lot of things that I picked up from the movie. My favorite part of the movie, I'm not really my favorite, but I'll say my favorite quote from the movie was when this guy who was a musician was approached by vampires, and they asked him if they can give him the gift of immortality. You know, if they can bite him and give him the gift of immortality, there will be no pain, there will be no suffering, and he'll live forever. He will never get sick. You know, he'll live forever, enjoying his life. I like the guy's response. He was like, "I've seen enough of this place." I felt like he was speaking for most people. Like, people have actually seen enough of this place. Like, isn't that how many people feel? But maybe they can't put it into words. Isn't that the reason why people lack motivation to do a lot of things? Remember when you were a kid, you had motivation to do whatever, bro. Smallest shit made you happy. I remember I saw a video on TikTok. So this other lady, I think she was cutting something. She was cutting something, holding a baby. I don't remember what she was cutting. But every time she would cut it, the baby would laugh. You see that the baby is joyous, right? The baby knows nothing. There's still a lot to see. What sucks is that as we get older, we don't get to see what we hope to see. Like, it gets to a point where people are just like, they see enough of what they don't like, and that kills that spark that they used to have. You know, that zeal that they used to have. That enthusiasm that they used to have, that excitement, like, you know what I mean? Because we experience a lot of what we do not like. So when the guy said, "I've seen enough of this place," I thought of a lot of people that I know. I'd be like, isn't that how they actually feel? But they don't really know how to say it. And we live in a society that's cult-like. In this society, it already has been decided that if you are not happy, it means there's something wrong with you. If you are tired, it means that there's something wrong with you. Like, if you ever feel like you've seen enough of this place, you something is wrong with you. Know what I mean? That's a cult. That's a cult-like mentality. Because in a cult, it's already decided what should be believed, what is true, right? You look at religion, you're not supposed to question things. You're not supposed to be like, okay, yeah, man, I do think God was an asshole for killing a lot of people. You know, yeah, you evil if you say that. I think we shouldn't be hating on people who, or we shouldn't judge people who have tattoos. You know, like, the world is changing. Like, they want to stick to their old, because it's a cult. You see, whoever created whoever creates a cult, they are the ones who will be in power forever. Even if they're not longer with us, they will still, like, people will still believe what they believe. Like, they would still believe in their ideas, right? So that's how it is in this society. Like, there are a lot of things that are are wrong, but we are not changing because it's a cult-like society. They tell you what's good, what's evil, what's right, what's wrong. They tell you how to feel, what to think. If you do not think in a way that society accepts, right? Like, if you think in a way that makes you different, you are insane. So of course, people, as they get older, they actually lose the zeal that they used to have for life, because they're experiencing a lot of what they do not like. Like, they're not really free to truly be themselves, to define what life is, to try to understand what is going on in their own way, right? We're all forced to be a certain way. So that gets to a point where people are tired, bruh. Like, damn, because it's there's a reason why, whether people say this directly or not, there's a reason why everyone who's intelligent will like tell you that it's kind of like they feel like there's some kind of a prison. This feels like some kind of a hell. Like, there's something wrong. Even the people who are positive, if they're intelligent, like, they will tell you. They just won't tell you that directly. There's a reason why we feel like that. If you feel like you've seen enough of this, please like this video, share this video. Let's keep on trying to understand more about what is going on, and how we can, deal with the things that life be throwing at us that are making people tired, because it's not easy, man. Like, you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I've woken up to this dream that I was having yesterday. Not much has changed. The same problems that I had yesterday are still the problems that I have today. I already know what to expect. I know that the sun is going to come. I'm going to see the sun when I look up. Maybe there will be clouds, but the sun will still be there. Like, nothing new, right? So that's why people have seen it. They feel like they've seen enough. It's like there's nothing new. That excitement that we used to have as children is gone, because there was still a lot of things that we knew, right? When you're so young, there are a lot of things that are new that you still going to experience. Like, oh, I don't have enough teeth, so I'll get to know what it's like to have enough teeth. Yeah, I haven't been to school. I mean, a lot of kids don't really like school, but yeah, they can be that excitement, curiosity. Like, how is it going to be? Okay, I'm going to grade 1. How is it going to be? I'm going to grade... You know what I mean? Like, there's still that sense of curiosity, right? That keeps you like wanting to have more experiences. But when you have seen like everything there is to see, you don't know what to even look forward to. Like, you're an adult. You don't, a lot of people now don't want children. And this is, I think those who want to have children now are like people who are religious, right? Like Christians, Muslims, like those, like people who are religious. Like, most people don't really want children, man. Like, seriously, like, I've realized that a lot of people don't really want to have children. I've been telling you that most people who are being brought into this realm, they weren't brought here by people who actually chose to bring them here. It's not like people every time when they have sex, like, okay, yeah, we want children. Like, it's usually those who are religious that will be having sex to have children. Not most people just be having sex for pleasure, and then the lady says she misses a period, and they have a discussion about abortion, and she doesn't agree because oh, they both decide to have the baby, but there isn't much that people are looking forward to, like when they get older. You know, a lot of people don't want to have kids. A lot of people don't have hopes and dreams, and like it's done. Like person reaches the age of 30, it's done. They no longer have, like, how many people do you know that have like dreams, like they're still trying to achieve something? A lot of people are just like living their lives like without really trying to achieve anything. They're just trying to be comfortable, right? Like, yeah, I must get a good job. I mean, now it's hard to get a good job. I must just get a job so that I don't end up homeless. But that's it. No hopes and dreams. They don't feel like things can change in their lives, you know. Be like, yeah, I'll probably be making this amount of money every month and that's it. It's nothing new. So people are tired. Like the world is not changing fast enough. And even when things change, we're kind of like ready because we've been prepared for, like, it's crazy that they made movies in the 70s, 80s that predicted what will be happening now. Like the kind of technology that they have now, it was almost impossible to predict that the kind of technology that this world is operating on was going to be possible. You know, you think of cell phones, you watch movies where they're using cell phones, you know, you think of artificial intelligence. You watch movies like The Matrix. I mean, the book, I think, was written a long time. I don't remember when the book was written. They made The Matrix in 1999, but the book was written before 1999. Like, how were they able to predict that artificial intelligence could actually become so advanced? That, because, like, bro, like the things that artificial intelligence is able to do now. So I was listening to this song not by Juice WRLD, but the AI made that song, and it sounded like it was Juice WRLD, and it's a dope song. I even liked it on TikTok. I was like, damn, like that's like how it sounds like it's Juice WRLD. I remember 2 years ago, someone made a song of Drake using artificial intelligence. I mean, that he said it was like it was from Drake, and he used artificial intelligence to make that song. It was so damn good that people thought it was real. Like, people liked the song. People actually shared the song until they realized. I think it was taken off YouTube because it was actually doing good numbers, right? Like, the song was actually doing good numbers. I find that actually the song is doing better numbers than Drake's actual songs. Like, I thought it was insane. So no one could have predicted that we will be operating on this level. But, well, someone did. Another video that I saw that I thought was interesting, this guy was battling artificial intelligence and he lost. Like, so artificial intelligence was able to respond to his bars, right? Like, he would say something and then artificial intelligence will be able to respond with something that's better than what he said. You know, it will be like the rebuttals will be crazy, and I'll be like, battle rappers can't do that. I don't know battle rappers that can do that. You know, one of my favorite battle rapper, his name is Corey Sharon. Dude can freestyle. He's from Canada. He can't do that. Like, he can freestyle, but he still, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell that, I mean, sometimes you can't tell that he's freestyling, but he's not as good as that, you know, he's not as good as artificial intelligence. Like I've battled with Meta AI the other day, and I was like, shit, I'm losing, bro. Like the more the more I go, like if I decide to go much harder than I was, then Meta AI is gonna have better responses. I was like, damn, this is crazy. I'm battling with a machine. How is that even possible? But yeah, because we've been watching movies where that was possible, we no longer feel excited when they introduce new technology. You know what I mean? And this technology has always been there. There's just improvement, right? But it's not like it's no longer interesting because we already know what's gonna be possible. You know what I mean? Like people know that in the future we're gonna have flying cars. You know what I mean? Like now it's easy to predict what's gonna happen looking at what is already possible. You know, in the future people will be creating their own movies. Like you just be sitting and you tell AI like, oh, this is the movie. I want to watch a movie that's like this, that's like that. The main character, this and then, and you know, surprise me in the end. But this is the kind of movie that I want to watch, and then you sit and you watch the movie. And say, I want to watch a movie about dreams, where the main character doesn't know that he's dreaming, and he keeps on waking up. AI creates that, and you watch and enjoy. But we already know that that's coming. We already know that there are people who are thinking of, you know, making that happen. Like even if you've never watched a video where someone was saying that that's possible and it's gonna happen, you just know that that's gonna happen, right? As long as we're here, that's gonna happen. So people kind of know what's next, so they're no longer that excited about things. So we wake up and we walk like zombies. Like there's no excitement. When you look at the adults that are working, they're not excited about anything. Children be excited. You see, like children, they're excited. The excitement is real. Their happiness seems real. Their happiness seems genuine. Now adults just be faking their smile, because what can they do? But you can see that people are bored and there's nothing exciting for them. Yeah, you know, when you are happy, it's the smallest things that will actually make you happy. I remember I used to tell this to one of the girls that I dated when I was in high school. I was like, now I enjoy doing a lot of things that I didn't enjoy doing. Like I enjoy washing plates, washing my own clothes, like, you know, doing the things that I had to do in the house. Like I actually enjoy doing these things. Since I've met you, I started to enjoy doing these things because you make me happy, right? When you are happy, you enjoy doing the smallest things. But because this world, it seems as if it wasn't created for our happiness. You see, when you look at why we work, we're not working so that we'll be happy. We're working so that we'll be comfortable, so that we don't end up homeless, right? We go to school. We don't go to school to be happy. During the time that it actually matters the most for us to experience happiness, we are doing things that we do not like. It takes, like going to school, bro. Like how much of your time does it take? You come back home tired, like you've given your energy to something that doesn't bring you happiness, right? Because you are being prepared to become something that you probably don't even want to become. But because you don't really feel like you have a choice, because you don't want to end up homeless, and your parents feel the same way, that hey, if our kid does not go to school, they're gonna not have a future, and other kids be going to school, so you'll be left even if you don't go to school. You know what I mean? So of course, because we are not allowed to chase real happiness in our own lives because of the responsibilities that being a human comes with. And even if it didn't necessarily come with these responsibilities, but we are making a world where being a human requires you to, do these things that we don't want to do. So we're not focusing on what we really want to do, what we genuinely want to do, what makes us really happy. When I wake up every day, I try to think of the most exciting thing that I can do. I don't want to sit down and just be miserable, right? Like, okay, what's the most exciting thing that I can do today? Yes, at least I love, making videos, expressing myself. So yeah, at least I know I'm going to do that. But what else? Because, my videos are not, they are not that long. Then usually videos are less than an hour. So what do I do after that? What's exciting that I can do after that? Work? Damn, that's not exciting. Okay, what else? Okay, go outside. But what happens outside? Like, what has happened when you were outside that, like this week, that you felt was exciting, that you felt was new? Like, it's like seeing the same movie all over again. Because the story is always the same. Like, you look, you look around, it's people walking, people talking, people being mean to one another, people gossiping about one another, people looking down on one another. You know what I mean? People driving their cars, going to work, people going to shops, different shops, buying different things. But there's nothing new that happens every day. Like, there's no surprise. One of the reasons why relationships do not work is because people get so used to each other that there's nothing new. There's no, like, you don't expect anything new from your partner. Like, there's never going to be a surprise. Like, you know how they're going to be. Nothing new. When I was a kid, yeah, I always would be expecting something new to happen. But it did get to a point where I stopped expecting anything new to happen because I was getting used to the fact that nothing new really happens. I just waited for to hit puberty, thinking, of course, that's going to be different at least. But now, what's exciting? Like, once you hit the age of 30, you're like, what's there next? It's not like you're going to turn into this super powerful being and become stronger and all that. It's like, once you hit the age of 30, you kind of not, unless you've been taking care of yourself, but you're no longer able to perform at the level that you used to perform. Right? You're no longer able to perform at the level that you used to perform. MMA fighters, boxers, you see that usually they're in a prime when they're in their 20s, and in early 30s, yeah, they can still use the experience that they've got that could help them. But your body is it's at its peak between like age 25 and 35, like maybe 30, 33, 34, somewhere there. That's why a lot of MMA fighters, once they hit the age of like 40, like they don't want to fight anymore, and they would have started losing, like even if they were very good fighters. You see someone like Tony Ferguson, dude was on a like 12 fight winning streak, and once he started losing, he never stopped losing. I think now he's in like 9-5 losing streak or something. I'm not really sure. Like he's like 9. Like yeah, maybe 9 or 10. Like the dude been losing since 2020. Like he's never won a fight since 2020, and he's fought a lot. And people really thought he was a good fighter, and he was. But he's getting old. At least if when you hit the age of 40, you become more powerful. This reminds me of the TV series, what is it called? This TV series, Invisible. So there's this aliens called Viltrumite. They look exactly like humans, but they are much stronger, much faster, and they live much longer than humans. When they hit like a certain age, they start developing superpowers. I think that would be interesting. Like you hit the age of 14, now you have superpowers. So you've never had superpowers all your life, so you hit the age of 14, you discover that you can fly, you know what I mean? Like that would be dope, bruh. But nah, you don't become stronger, you become weaker, and you start having more responsibilities and more problems, and there's no, like, the excitement is no longer there anymore. And as you get older, you start to lose the excitement. You find that by the age of 60, you are empty, like something is sucking life out of you as you get older. And Viltrumites, as they get older, they become more stronger. Like they become much stronger. They age slower and then become more strong, as they get older. So that would be a bit exciting. But if you start to lose your spark, excitement, energy, like you start to lose the things that made you feel good, your health. You became less healthy as you get older. So how can people not be tired? How can people not say, I've had enough of this place? I've seen enough of this place. Humans ain't learning to connect more, which is another problem. They're not learning to understand one another, and that's a problem, because if we were improving, that would be good. If relationships were improving, that would be good. You'd be like, yeah, I never understood people who behave this way, but now I do, and I will learn how to love them better. That would be good, because I understand you now. But now, people be judging one another. We're judging one another more now, which is making us disconnect. Imagine if we were working on building stronger relationships with one another, and we knew that was happening. We find that we are learning to understand one another. So every day when you wake up, you are learning how to understand other people. You're not judging other people, hating on other people because you don't understand them. No, you are learning to understand them. You are learning to see things from other people's perspective, and that's bringing closeness. The problem is that in most relationships, when people express themselves, they are judged. Like expressing yourself now is very dangerous in any relationship. You know, it could be the relationship with your colleagues at work, relationship with your boss, your parents, your mother, father, your friends, girlfriend, husband. Like people become very defensive when you tell them how you feel, or if you confront them about something and say, okay, I don't like this, this is why I don't like it, it's triggered by this and that, you know what I mean. That usually causes problems. Like, we're not willing to learn to truly love one another. I keep on telling you that love, if it existed, it will be understanding. It will be me being able to understand someone who's so different from me, if they allowed me to hear what's going on in their mind. I'll be like, oh, so that's the reason why you're like that. Okay, I understand. I understand how you need to be treated. You know, I will try, but also understand my weaknesses. These are my weaknesses. And, you know what I mean? Like, imagine how far we'll go. Because one of the biggest problems in this realm is that love isn't working. Like, relationships are not working. That's one of the biggest problems. You know, when you are still young, you're excited. You're like, yeah, man, as I get old, I'm going to find people who love me. You know, I'm going to find good friends, this and that. But you get older, you realize that motherfuckers don't understand each other. They're disconnecting, not connecting. They're not working on. And what makes it more difficult to connect is that we are on survival mode, all of us. You know? Because every day we're trying to survive. So we don't even work on relationships. We're trying to survive. People are trying to take from you. You date a girl, she wants something from you. How much money does this guy make? Like, that's what you be looking at. Like, the first thing that people be looking at. You know, how well are you doing in life? What can I get from you? You know? Because we're all in survival mode. We don't want to suffer more than we are suffering. And that makes sense, because, you know, suffering sucks. I think another thing that would be interesting is if we were able to shift to different realities. I remember someone commented about that on one of the videos that I've just published. Yeah, it's something that I've actually spoken about maybe last week. Yeah, and it would be interesting if we were able to shift to other realities, like where things are different, and we're able to do that consciously, knowing exactly what we're doing. You know, you go into a world and you have an experience where things are a bit different. Maybe in that world, you live in a different place. Maybe you live in another town. You have a nice house, nice car. You know, things are different from how they are now. Find that maybe some people who are in your life are not in your life anymore. Maybe some have died. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe there are some people who are in your life now that will be in your life. Maybe you have a sister now. Maybe you have a brother now. Maybe you have a twin. Can you imagine? You just, like, you shift into a reality, and into a new reality whenever you want. You know, you shift into a reality and into another reality. If you don't really like it that much, you don't stay for that long. The same way that here on YouTube, it's not like you watch every video, right? Like, people be uploading. Can you imagine if this is gonna actually show you how much this sucks. Imagine if you were forced to watch the first video that you come across on YouTube, and you just had to watch it until the video is until you finish, it is finished, and then you watch another video that's next. Like, you don't really have control. You don't choose which movie to watch. You don't choose which video to watch. You don't choose which song to listen to. Can you imagine how that would suck? Some videos are like 5 hours long. So you just sit there and watch and watch and watch. You don't know what's next. But you can skip what we're not interested in. Imagine having to listen to Jordan Peterson the whole day. So you click on a video, you don't really like it, you're like, okay, I thought I was going to like this video, but I don't. Let me watch another one, right? There are people who have clicked on this video, maybe who've watched like the first 2-3 minutes, and they're like, I don't like this video very much, let me find something else to watch. You know, you're still watching this because you want to keep on watching, which is something that I appreciate. But that's good, right? That's good. The fact that you have a choice here on what you can watch. Yes, it sucks that some videos are not allowed on YouTube. You know, maybe some videos where you are more like, you know what I mean, more vulnerable, I guess, or videos where like there's just some things that you can't say, but that's still not that bad. So it would suck if you had to watch whatever video you see when you open the app until it ends, even if you're not enjoying it. So that's kind of like how life is. It's like you find yourself in this realm and you are forced to watch this movie called life, given the body that you have, having the problems that you have, you know, born where you were born. Like, you can't really change that. That is why some people will be changing their sex, and we as a society, because I don't know if if this is because of how the people who run the world have made us think about life, right? Like the way that they taught us to think. I mean, wouldn't it be great if a person can just change that? I don't mean like I'd never feel like doing that ever, and I would never ever feel like doing that. But I've always found it weird that we are against that. I mean, yes, as a man, maybe I'll be against another man doing that because I don't want to now have sex with a man and then I found out that there was a woman. You know what I mean? But people are not really against that because of that reason. It's that they don't like they don't want people to be in control of their lives on how they want to be. You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah, we can say that there's only there are only males and females in this room. Yeah, true. But wouldn't it be nice if people could easily change their sex? Like, okay, I don't like this. Wouldn't it be nice if people could easily change their height? I don't like how short I am. I don't like how tall I am. I don't like how chubby I am. I don't like how slim I am. Like this, we have little control in this realm, so it makes it boring, right? People like being in control. When you watch a TikTok video, you can rewind, you can fast forward. Yeah, that's control, right? You watch a long YouTube video, rewind, fast forward, and you can watch it again. That's what's dope, right? But we don't have that kind of control here. So like you can press rewind. If like there's a real superpower if there's a superpower that I would want, is the superpower to see the future and go into the past. Like to actually press rewind. If I made a mistake, I'm like, okay, fine, this was a dumb mistake. Press rewind, fix it, continue. Like, no, I don't want to experience this. I don't want to experience the consequences of this. Maybe you were driving a car and you accidentally hit someone and you're like, I don't want to experience the consequences of this. I mean, I'll have to go to court. Maybe I'll get arrested, this and that. Let me just press rewind so that it never happened. And then you go on with your life. But this feels more like a prison because we don't have that much control. If you make a mistake, you've made that mistake. If you can't fix it, you fucked. So that makes this suck. So it would be interesting if you could go to different realities whenever you want. You're like, I don't like this reality. Now I'm tired of this reality, bro. Let me go to another reality. And you'd learn a lot. I know that everything has its downside, right? Like, there's this movie that I've watched. It's called, damn, what's the name of this movie, bro? Like, very, very nice movie. It was released in 2021, yeah, if not 2022. It's about this girl that was able to move to different universes. Not even like real different universes where maybe it's stones. She's a stone. She's a rock. She's a monkey. She's like, she can move to any reality. It got to a point where she has seen everything, and she wanted the whole, like, she wanted life to end because she has seen everything. So maybe there will be the challenge, is that what happens if you have seen everything. But it's kind of like the same thing that you deal with when you're here. So it would be better if you had options, way more in control. Because now you're just watching this movie scared because things happen here. You're scared because you don't know what's going to happen after you have left this place. What if you find yourself in another reality that sucks like this reality? It'll be like if you were watching you were watching TV and you had no remote, you had the TV didn't have buttons, and you were watching something that you don't like. You'd have, like, when it ends, you'll have anxiety. Like, okay, what's next? What if what's next is something that I don't like? But then if you can switch the channels, you know, you could find something that you like better and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to watch because I don't hate it as much as I hate the other things that I was watching. So having the gift of immortality, I don't know why they call it the gift of immortality, but if I had a gift of immortality, I think, even because if you are immortal, you learn a lot, so you'd actually be better than humans who live for like 40, 50, 60 years if you don't lose your power, you know what I mean, if you don't keep getting old. And so it will be, but then it will get to a point where it's boring, like totally, like really boring. This reminds me of the movie Infinite. Is it Infinite? I think, yeah, it's called Infinite, where there was this group of guys who were immortal, like not really immortal. They will die, but they will always reincarnate, right? And even remember their previous lives. Like when they reach a certain age, they'll be able to remember their past lives. They were friends in the beginning because they figured out what they can do. They realized that a lot of people cannot do what they can do. A lot of people do not remember their past lives. It's them who remember their past lives. But the group divided itself because some of them were like, nah, this sucks, man. We've seen it all. Like, we've seen it all. We can't keep on, you know what I mean? We know how life is. Yes, there are changes that happen, but we've seen it all. We know how relationships are. We know what love is. We know what sex is. We know what puberty is. You know what I mean? We know what getting old is like. We've seen it all. We know how people behave in certain situations. We can even predict the future based on what we've seen in the past. We've seen it all. So why should this keep on happening? Plus, human beings ain't even improving. It's not like we're becoming better as a society. People suck. So they were the villains, of course. This movie's programmers to think the way that we do, because they made a lot of sense, but they were the villains. So there were these people who were optimists. They call themselves optimists. They had hope that humanity can, change, but humanity doesn't really change, doesn't really improve. Laws take time to change. Like, they take time to change, the laws that they want us to follow. Even if we we're becoming, we're having more information now and about these laws, about how they are affecting us in negative ways. Those that are affecting us in a negative way, but it doesn't change. Laws on marriage do not really change. You find that married people have to go through hell when they break up because of laws that are not changing. I was thinking about something the other day. I was thinking about the laws that we have, on having kids. I was like, what if those who want to have kids, they go and sign somewhere? Like, having children should be something that people decide. Like, it mustn't be something that is forced on people. Like, just because you had sex with someone now and they're pregnant, now you must have a baby. Like, it must be a decision. We must teach people to be responsible. Imagine say, why did you have sex if you didn't? No, let's make it. Will be like if you ask, why did I drive if I didn't want to hit anyone? It's like it's not 100% guarantee that if you drive you're gonna hit someone. Sometimes it does happen that you hit someone, right? So I think it would be good if a couple that wants to have children went to court and signed somewhere that they want to have children, so that they will have to be responsible for their child, and it will have been a choice, not it just happening, because people were trying to have fun, because that's also contributing to suffering. People be having children because they're trying to have fun, but having children is a big deal. So you're trying to have fun, and then by mistake, now a child is brought here, and people got different beliefs, right? Some people believe that abortion is wrong. Some, because of their religion and all that. So that's causing a lot of problems in our society, But we never sit down as a collective and say, let's solve this problem, because it is a huge problem, and it shows that we are not improving as a collective, right? Speaking of our collective society, someone said that to them solipsism does not make sense, because I've been making videos about solipsism where I say there's only one mind. So so that's what I'm going to be talking about. That's a video that someone suggested. Like, who is the one who's conscious here? I remember this person said something about Leo Gura. Leo Gura has made videos about solipsism. Like, is he the one who's conscious? Like, he's contradicting himself because he says he's the only one, but he also says that I'm the only one. So there's a contradiction. The problem is language. Like, there are some things that you can't really, like, language is very limited, right? So you can't, we don't have enough words to truly explain solipsism. Because it will sound like a contradiction if you say, I'm conscious and you're conscious, of course. And it will sound crazy to say, no, I'm conscious, you're not conscious, because you're conscious. It's like if you were in a dream, right? You're in a dream. And you're watching, or maybe not watching, but you're talking to someone who says they are the only one who's conscious. I mean, yeah, it seems that way, but does it sound right for them to be saying that? Does it sound right if you say that? You say that you are the only one who's conscious in your dreams, but to say that, does it sound right? It sounds crazy, right? But there's only one mind. But then this mind is creating projections, right? And it interact with these projections. It cannot know for sure that it's doing that for this to work. The same way that you do it in your dream. For a dream to work, you cannot know that other people are your projections. You cannot know that there are no other minds. But to understand that solipsism is true, we must ask ourselves if it's really possible to enter someone's mind, and how would you be able to do that? You can say, oh yeah, we could use technology, blah, 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 Like, no. A mind cannot be something physical. It cannot be something that it's like your brain is not your mind. Your mind is emptiness. Your mind is consciousness. So even if there were other minds out there, how do they find themselves in the same reality? If reality itself is not happening anyway, it's just a generation of the mind. Like, if you believe in non-duality, you'd realize that it doesn't make sense to, feel like solipsism is stupid. If you believe that in idealism, you see that it doesn't make sense to think that solipsism doesn't make sense. It's only if you are operating from a materialist paradigm, right? Like, yeah, we are in a physical reality. There are planets, nothing is generated by the mind. Your own brain is creating your mind. Your own brain is creating consciousness. And if you believe that we have souls, like our souls entered this physical bodies that we have, and when we die our souls are going to leave. Yes, it's not going to make sense, but I've made many videos explaining why chances of that being true are very few. You having a soul and entering this human body, or this being a physical world, and we came from evolution, and that's why we exist. Some people think that if they believe that solipsism is true, maybe they'll go crazy or they'll become selfish. But really, that depends on how you are. Because you can become selfish because you believe other people exist, right? You can be selfish because you believe there are other minds. So let's say you believe that solipsism was true, and you took everyone as part of you. You find that you might actually find that you don't hate anyone, you do not judge anyone, because, well, solipsism is true in your paradigm, so you're taking everything as part of you. So when that person, that boss of yours, say something that fucks you up, you end up maybe not forgiving them, but you don't take it seriously, right? The same way that after waking up from a dream, you're not gonna be mad at the dream characters. You're not gonna wake up from a dream and be like, I'm mad that that guy stole my car in my dream. Like, you don't wake up and actually feel that way, right? It ends up not mattering. It only matters when you are in it. I think there's this philosopher who said, your dreams are only as real as they last, right? Like, when you're in a dream, yeah, it feels real, so it's real, but when you're waking up from it, so yeah, you don't take what happens in your dream personal, unless you want to believe that someone was trying to bewitch you, so they entered your dream, then maybe you can take it personal. But after waking up, you are no longer invested in the dream the way that you were when you were in it. So it can be a good thing to feel that you feel like you are the only one here, because that will make you detach yourself from it. Like, that's the thing, we are unable to detach ourselves because we think this is real. You see the problem? Like, you're taking things seriously. If someone betrays you, that's serious. I want to find out what really happened. They betrayed me like this and that, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? What if you're subconsciously creating that? What if you weren't actually betrayed, but you're subconsciously creating that by digging deeper, right? It's like this, and this is something very important. Like, when they zoom in, like when they use something that they can like use to see things that we can't see with our physical eyes, like there's always something. Like, there could never be total emptiness. There will always be something. And then the more you zoom in, there'll always be something. So that's how it is. Maybe consciousness is creating this. So you're always finding something, always finding something, always finding something, because consciousness is creating that. Doesn't that make sense? So yeah, looking at this reality as a dream, I think it can save you from a lot of things than if you feel like it's real, because we're having a horrible experience, you see? So when you feel that the nightmares, like if you were watching a movie and you thought what was happening in the movie was real, and it's a scary movie or movie about violence and bad things, like you'll be more attached to what's happening, right? Because you feel like what's happening is happening for real. Like, if you watch the video, like now because of artificial intelligence, we're able to create videos that are not like real. It's now, at least we're still able to see if these videos are not real. But some videos we're not even able to see if they're not real. But it could be, you're watching this video and something is happening and it triggers you, but then realize that, oh, it's not real. It's not something that actually happened. It's created by artificial intelligence. So you don't take it seriously. I know that life is complicated, and we are no longer Like I can, I can see that people are tired. You can't have a dream where everyone is tired because, well, you're tired. So you see that. You dream about that. And it's your reality. Thank you all guys for watching until the end. Like the video, share the video, suggest more topics that I can talk about. Thank you all guys.